wow. Like a little clown that's lost its smile. I think a smile is such a small but true physical representation of how you're feeling on the inside.
Smile is the upcoming 6th studio album by American singer Katy Perry. It is scheduled to be released on August 28, 2020 by Capitol Records, 3 years after its predecessor Witness 2017. The album was preceded by the singles Daisies and Smile, and also includes Perry's 2019 standalone singles, Never Really Over and Harley's in Hawaii. In March 2018, Ian Kirkpatrick announced he had worked with Perry on new music. In an interview with The Fader, he stated, "We did a couple of days and she is amazing." He further stated that working with Perry was someone I've wanted to work with my whole life, and she was literally the most normal, no-ego person. In June of the same year, Perry was seen working with Max Martin in his native Sweden. In March 2020, Ryan Tedder revealed he had worked with Perry on new music for the album, telling official charts company, "I was working with Katy 2 weeks ago." He continued explaining how she was in a really cool headspace. "I've only cut one song with her, but I'm in love with it." Perry also announced her intentions that month of releasing a lot of new music during the over-the-years summer. In May, she announced Daisies as the album's lead single. The same month, Amazon Alexa announced the album's release date as August 14, 2020.
Alexa, when does KP5 drop?
Katy asked me to let you know that her new album will be released on August 14th. Make sure to follow Katy Perry on Amazon Music for more.
In a June 2020 interview with Billboard, Perry discussed a new song, titled Teary Eyes. She later confirmed the following month that Never Really Over will be on the album. The same month, the album's title was confirmed as Smile, after one of the songs on the album.
Yeah, I'm faithful. Scratch that, baby, I'm grateful. Gotta say it's really been a while, but now I got back that smile.
The album will also be released as a bone white vinyl, alongside with a picture disc 1, a cassette, and a limited deluxe edition CD, with a lenticular cover, entitled Fan Edition, being the latter available for pre-order so far on Perry's and Universal Music Czech Republic's official web stores. On August 2, a flash sale went up on Perry's online store for 5 days. This sale featured 5 limited edition alternate covers of the standard edition of the album that could only be pre-ordered during this sale. On July 27, Perry announced on social media that the album release date had been pushed back from August 14 to August 28 due to unavoidable production delays. Perry explained that Smile is about finding the light at the end of the tunnel and taking back your smile, and that the album comes from a place where she fell in after her career and relationship hit a low point back in 2017. Perry stated that she struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts, and that gratitude is what saved her life.
Right. I wanted to put the record out in the beginning of summer, but it is a record about hopefulness and resilience because it was made during the darkest time of my life where I was clinically depressed. I had a change in my career with the last record. It didn't necessarily meet my expectations, but it got me out of this loop of being like a really desperate, thirsty pop star that felt like they had to be number one all the time. And now I feel like I can create and be more dimensional as an artist and also as a human being.
Was the unhappiness, clinical depression?
It was more than I had ever faced in my life. I had bouts of depression before, but I had been able to, avoid really falling into the really dark depression.
Did you get medication for it?
Yeah, I was so ashamed about being on medication because I was like, I wrote Firework.
Perry also defined the album as her journey towards the light, with stories of resilience, hope, and love. The album's artwork features Perry as a glum clown with a red nose and a blue and white checkered suit above the title, Smile. It was unveiled via a Twitter game that involved her fans, followers tweeting about the album to tweet to pop virtual balloons in order to uncover the album cover. In August, Perry unveiled a limited edition collection of vinyl picture discs and alternative CD packaging for the album. 5 alternative covers, vinyl picture disc were available for pre-order for a period of 5 days. Daisies was released on May 15, 2020 as the album's lead single. The album was made available to pre-order on July 10, 2020, alongside the title track. Throughout 2019 and 2020, Perry released 4 solo songs, originally intended to be non-album singles. Never Really Over, released on May 31, 2019, was announced to be on Smile by Perry in June 2020. Harley's in Hawaii, released on October 16, 2019, was revealed to be on the standard track list upon the release of the album pre-order. Small Talk, released August 9, 2019, and Never Worn White, released March 5, 2020, did not make the standard track list but ended up as bonus tracks on the fan edition of the album.
Is it too much pressure in a sense to put out a new record?
Well, you know, this record has been interesting to put out in general because it's during, you know, a pandemic, racial revolution, an election year.
Right.
I'm delivering a baby around the same time. I mean, it's a lot. Like, I wasn't planning on all that at all.
Not justice for roulette. That is over.
I'm losing my self-control.